Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. Today is Tuesday and it is 5 p.m. And I just want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to drop in and see what the heck I'm talking about today. I know it's been a long while, y'all, but my guest today is worth the wait. I want you to go out, get your cell phone, get on the computer, tell somebody, get here fast because we got a show for you today. It's been a while. It's been a while, I know. But when I tell you, it's worth the wait. We've got some education and some power coming your way, and you don't want to miss a bit of it. So I'm telling you now, I'm giving you a heads up. From the start, go tell somebody, get online, because you're not going to want to miss a word that anybody says on this show today. Okay? Now, as always, I like to give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling together for 35 years plus in this thing called life. And he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to him and his family. So I always like to give a shout out because it's my show. I get to do that. So I just want to make sure that you all get a mentor, because that's the message. Get somebody that can be a blessing to you, that can help you get through life when you have your ups and your downs and your curves in life. Somebody to be able to help you navigate. So get a mentor. If you don't take nothing else away from this show today, take away the fact that you need a mentor. They're very valuable. They're worth their weight in gold. Now, I want to invite you all to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, I want you to take a look around, check out everybody that I got listed on here, and it's a lot more. I said I was going to give a shout out to my accountant today, Mr. Robert Harris. He has a accounting firm, and I always tell this story. People wonder, well, why you say that about yourself? When you got an accountant that can keep you out of federal prison, that's the person you're supposed to keep on your payroll. That's why I always talk about my accountant all the time, because he keeps me out of federal prison, okay? My accountant got it going on, so you need to go over there to my website and check it out. We got Sir Synergy on here. If you're interested in learning a new skill or trade, the solar business, my glasses look crooked for some reason, like I was in a car crash or something, and you want to learn a new skill or trade, I want you to click on the banner, the flyer that's in there, and it'll take you over to his website. Reach out to him, and you can learn what you need to learn about solar panels, servicing them, doing everything you need to know. It's a new skill or trade out there to learn, because it's going to come around. Solar panels are here to stay. Port again, Sam. If you are interested in some exclusive wines from all over the world, Portuguese Sam is the person you want to talk to. You definitely want to talk to him about what he's got so he can help you find your new favorite wine or spirit. Also, our special guest today, Prince Hunter Financial Group, Mr. Norman H., as he likes to be referred to, Norman H. Norman H. has got it going on. He's been hiding. He's been coming up and plotting and doing all kinds of special things to keep us well educated. Okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is, if you're in a crowd of people, don't applaud too loud, but put your hands together as we get Mr. Norman Hurd to the stage today. All right, wait a minute. What just happened here? Norman, you there? Okay, we see you. Miss Taylor, you there? Uh-oh, we got technical difficulties. We lost our network connection for some reason. All right, let's see what's going on here. They dropped out. Let's go back to here and see what's going on. All right, we lost the connection. You're still sending your video to others in the meeting. Okay. All right, you back, Norma? Okay, we got some, for some reason, we lost everybody. Everybody dropped out. Signal froze up. Okay, well, I'm here. Can y'all hear me and see me? I see we got some people in the chat room here. Let's see. For some reason, the network connection is trying to reconnect. And let's see. Okay. Norman, are you there? Hello, Norman? Okay, can y'all hear me? Okay, all right, let's see what's going on here. All right, hold on. Stand by. Everybody stand by 1 second. We lost everybody for a minute there. So now we got to do the whole thing all over.
We get some waves, some locks.
Okay.
Why do you have it all curly?
I do.
I know that's not your style.
No.
Everybody can hear y'all out there.
That's fine.
Oh.
Let's see what's going on here.
My baby hair assassin. That's what I am.
All right. Yeah, hold on. Here we go. Let's see. We got y'all back over there. And let's see what we're doing here. Let's get it back to where we had it a minute ago. All right, there y'all are. But I do not see y'all on the YouTube.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see. The YouTube is acting up.
Somebody said, well, one of my people said they in it already. Or they're on or in.
Yeah, I saw somebody say hello. But for some reason...
We can't see the comments.
Yeah, I can see them in the comments, yeah. But for some reason, the stream, ask them in the comments, can they still see everybody?
Me?
Yeah, you talking to them? I can't see them.
Oh, I'm on the text, though.
Yeah, if they can see it, they can see it. Let me check my phone right quick and see what's going on. Seemed like YouTube got upset and shut us off. Just the mere mention of Norman H. name struck fear into the hearts of men. They're like, oh no, not Norman H. again. You know, hold on. What are you seeing on that end?
No, I'm getting a reply. They said no, it stopped. They came back and said no, it stopped. And now...
Okay.
And they said their cousin said the same thing, that it dropped. So I don't know.
Well, one thing about it, we're still recording, so we're getting a whole bunch of recording. But for some reason, YouTube is upset. And let's see. Not exactly sure why. All right, let's do it again. Let's stop everything. We're going to figure this out in a minute because it says we got a good signal. Let's do this. That's not what I really wanted to do. All right, let's go back over here. Well, for the video, would y'all please introduce yourself?
So,
it's recording.
It's recording? Okay, no problem. Again, this is I don't know how many times I've been on this show, but Norman H. or Norman Hurd, it don't matter, it's too late now because my name has already been out there for the longest. But I've been a trader for about 35 years. All of it ain't been good. All of it ain't been bad business. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. And I just had this conversation with two people today. is that the one thing I cannot take into account for is a person's psychological makeup about how they feel about money, how they feel about being embarrassed, how they feel about losing. All of that affects the clicking of the mouse. Right. And people don't realize that until they get behind the screen.
Yeah. I got to say this. This is kind of hilarious to me. Norman was messing with me the other night. And the next day I called him and told him, I said, I honestly have forgot what it felt like to lose $1,000 in one day. I had forgot that feeling. Mm-hmm. Then after he got me back on the charts and my first day back in the game, I lost actually $1,500. But then I clawed back to like about 9, then I quit. And I felt bad about my performance, even clawing back, because when I was doing this on a regular basis, not bragging or anything, but I had this motto of taking a 1 trade a week and making my money, and that was the discipline that I was trying to have to teach myself not to go crazy, because he has never pushed that on me. I pushed that on myself, take 1 trade a week. I get in an option and then go somewhere and come back on Thursday, and I was trading only 4 days. Can y'all see that? 4 days. 4 days. I would go Monday to Thursday. Now, if the trade carried over to Friday, I'd end it on a Friday, but I wouldn't take another one. Because that's how disciplined I was with what I was doing. Right. And I never will forget. Now, you're going to laugh, Norman. I never will forget when I first got started with this thing. And I'm sure everybody has done it. I'm giving my testimony, but I'm really talking about everybody. Because the stock market goes all night long. And I stayed up all night. Got about $20,000 in the hole on a paper account, y'all. And I was so mad that I could not get that money back up. I reset my account before I came on with Norman the next morning. See, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, people. That's why I don't show people how to do it, because they be trying to sneak in and act like they ain't blow up their paper account. And meanwhile, they done blew up and trying to hide it from you.
Ain't had no all night long, sitting there trying to get this thing back right. But I was out of control. And that's some of the things that you have to go through. And for those that are familiar with paper accounts and live accounts, it's better to lose money on a paper account, because you can always, slowly work your way out of it. And that was the lesson that he wanted me to learn. They're like, no, man, you don't reset. You work your way out of it.
Yeah, you have to have the discipline to dig yourself out of that hole. And, some people don't want to do that.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna throw this gold nugget out there to everybody, and I'm gonna let Taylor answer this. Your emotions are not your friend in trading.
No, not at all.
So what have been your experiences to get you to that point to understand just that fact right there alone?
I took a shoulder. Because it just teaches you how you feel about money. And then your emotions, your relationship emotions, all those show up. And it's like a mirror being put in your face. So then you have to look at them. And you have to regulate them in the best way possible, just so you could be able to learn the skill that you really want to learn in trading.
Everybody thinks they got themselves together. I did when I first started. Everybody think they know who they are as a person. And I tell everybody, this business will show you who you are. If you think you got discipline, you can say I got discipline and patience, but the minute you get angry and you want to get some revenge, ain't nothing like clicking the button. You ain't got to argue with nobody. But I've had this conversation. I tell people, if you're one of those last word argument people where you got to get the last word in, that's exactly how you're going to trade. You're going to be forever clicking, trying to dig your way out of a hole or more. And then I have to tell you, more is not a number. So that don't make sense to me. So a lot of this bumps people upside the head in the heat of the moment. And that's where the learning curve starts to grow and get better. But Taylor, from what I can tell, and what you guys probably don't know, Taylor jumped to the toughest class she really went straight to the options class. So when I started teaching options to people, I really wasn't doing that in the very beginning, but so many people came to me. I was trading them on my own by myself, but I wasn't teaching. But Taylor's experience, she'll tell you it was tough, and then it got better, and then she started winning real money, and taking home a paycheck. And that's where it's at. To be able to do that is what everybody wants to do. So you can talk about that experience. I ain't gonna, step on your chime right there with that. But go ahead.
I just when I first got into it, it was a struggle. Learning all the names, I had to Google a lot of things on my own. That's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to do a lot of stuff on your own. But he's gonna be there always, any time of the day, any time of the morning. As long as you call him, he's always there for you. On my paper account, I was doing good. I did good with him, and then I did good alone, and that was amazing. On my live account, it was a challenge, with your own money. But I took my own real paycheck home. It was great. With my mindset though, when I did get my real money, I wanted to keep my money in so I can get bigger contracts. But he called me back and was just like, take the money. And I'm glad I listened, because it changed the aspect of trading a new skill and being grateful of seeing it work out for you. You know what I'm saying? And that feeling when you take it home and you spend it on something that you really love. So that's a good experience.
I ain't saying no names, but I had somebody today, real money, options trading today, what I showed them how to do, made some good money. And I said, go treat yourself to something. Go buy some ice cream. Go buy some shoes. Whatever you got to do. Take your family out to dinner, but build that in your body and your brain and in your inner spirit that says the market paid for this tonight. And that's a whole different feeling. It's not a gamble. We already know. People go sit at the crap table and the roulette table and spin that doggone wheel and throw that dice all night long and be up and never leave.
Right. Yeah, they love that slot machine.
Yeah.
And that, since you brought that up, I think it's only fair, with the experiences that you have, that you help clarify the fact this is not really a gamble. When they're dealing with you and they take your class, this is a skill that you are teaching people to eliminate the luck.
Right.
To eliminate the pitfalls that you can possibly fall into when you are sitting there, trying to accomplish something. I remember one day, I'm gonna blow you out now, Norman. One day, I called Norman for no reason. I just, sometimes just call and check on him. Hey man, you all right? Because I know he don't sleep. Okay, he don't never sleep. And when I call him and he sleep, I leave him alone. I say, okay, bye, so he can go back to sleep. But I called him this day. He was riding in the car. Now I didn't know where he was going. And it just so happened he had turned into the casino. And I said, Norman, did you get your website straight? He said, nope, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I was going to the casino, but now I got work to do.
Tell me about
Because, Norman is advertised on my website, and I'm a shameless plug. And if you go to my website and you click on his banner, Prince Hunter Group, it'll take you directly to his website. So for a long time, it wasn't going nowhere. And I would be like, come on, man, you making me look bad because your stuff ain't there. Because it's like that little circle that was spinning when we lost signal. Like, where did it go? So he was fitting to go and relax, and I know he wasn't going to the restaurant. He was going up in there to do what he tell all of us not to do. Don't go gamble.
but I hate to sound like a gambler. I do have a strategy. I don't go there and just throw stuff on the table and see what's what. I make sure I get mine and I leave. And that's what I tell everybody. Get yours. Oatmeal better than no meal.
Yeah.
Period. You better eat some kind of way. You want to be right or you want to make money? You here
All the
to get
time.
paid, not to be smart.
Yeah.
The smartness and the skill comes along the way. Taylor will tell you that. Taylor, people don't really realize how green you were. Everybody that I've had in the next 5 weeks of these sessions that we're doing for this interview, everybody was green. We started in February. Here we are in July, and you're trading real money.
Yeah.
There's so many people like that right now that started in March, in April, after you, and they buckle down. They go through the bumps and bruises, they call and they complain, and I just told somebody today, I feel like a therapist because the dudes be swinging in the air like Trey from Boys in the Hood mad, and then the girls be crying on the phone. I gotta have a therapy session with everybody. But the emotions that people go through, they've never had this kind of experience, but they love what they're trying to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I had forgot what it felt like to lose $1,000 until he started messing with me 2 days ago. Then it all came back to me. I couldn't even sleep no more. I'm like, he got me.
What was it like for you, Taylor, taking your first trade? Because we never really talked about the live. Because I wasn't on the phone with you for your live trade with real money.
I really can't remember. I'm gonna be honest. I can't remember, but I just know like I had to go in it with a strategy.
Yeah.
I knew that I had a stop loss. I wanted to make $200 a day, but I just wanted to make that first trade. I wanted to see what it was like with my real money.
You said what everybody else said. I want to see what it feels like.
Yeah.
And then you get past that, and then it gets better.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's good.
We got somebody on here. Jewel just tried to text me online and tell me turn the volume up on my microphone. Okay, Miss Jewel. Thank you for that. I will do that. So, Taylor, have you quit your day job yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting. It's soon, sometime soon. I have the mindset. I won't lie. I definitely have the mindset after I won my first 1,000. Yes, it's in the near future.
Yeah. Everybody don't want to work for White Daddy their whole life.
Oh, White Daddy.
Get off the plantation. Come on. Grow your own corn.
That's one of the things that he used to say a lot back in the day.
I ain't stopped.
Yeah. Yep. I hope this helps. Can you all still hear me?
I got you. You fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I had some.
What would you say to somebody sitting on the fence, Taylor, right now?
Sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
Learn management skills. Once you learn your management skills, it's okay to hop off. Lose some, win some. But a new day is coming. If you lose some, hold the computer. That's all I can say. Let that go, let it roll off your shoulder, and get back at it a new day.
Right.
That's what Mama taught me. So I took that with me all the time. I remember my first time getting mad at a trade. I was so upset. But I couldn't be upset because if I went back in, I knew I would have lost more because my emotion was high. I wouldn't have the management to stop when I'm losing. Because you can, it's going to go back up, or, you looking at the chart or whatever, but you have to stop. You have to stop and go at it a new day.
Right. Yeah, gotta have that discipline.
And that is definitely good advice. Definitely good advice, because a lot of times you want to get back to where you once were. You want to. You be like, oh no, I got to get back. And you don't know how to separate yourself. Go to the,
right.
Go somewhere, go to the bathroom, splash water on your face. Go do something different. Than what got you where you was at. Now, let me ask you this. Now, you mentioned this earlier, and I don't know if you were on the air when you mentioned it, but I want to circle back around to it. You said about making your own rules for yourself. How was that experience? Yeah. How did you have to sit down? Because, you're making your rules, okay? Mm-hmm. How did you go about that process?
I went about it when I saw my emotions get out of control. I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. So I had to practice. It's a tiptoe. You try to win, you learning. You're going to lose. When you learn any skill, you're going to lose. You have to see what losing feels like in order to win, in order to learn a new strategy, in order to see what works for you. So
what kind of rules?
That was my first step. My emotions.
What are your rules? Short. What are your rules? What's your rule?
My rules?
Yeah.
If I lose 200 a day, I'm okay.
You stop for the day?
Yeah, I stop for the day.
That's good.
When I look at the chart and it's choppy, people say chop. You know what I'm saying? I don't trade at all. That was another big thing because I always wanted to be in a trade every day. I wanted to at least get something every day, but I had to discipline myself. Like, if it don't look right, if it don't feel right, I just don't trade at all. I still look at it. I still look at it from the sideline, but I don't jump in.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Those are my major too.
Yeah, the faster you make rules for yourself in this business of a skill, of learning, the better off you're going to be sooner than later. And unfortunately, that's why in the beginning, I used to say, I let people go crazy. Click the button as much as you want. Get it out of your system because eventually you're going to have to buckle down and do your job. And you're here as a job and as a business owner, really. This is a job. You're the janitor, you're sweeping, you the president, you're the CEO, the CFO, and you taking out the garbage. This is your company. And if you treat it like garbage and be reckless with it, you won't grow.
So what advice do you give to people like Taylor that's new to the game, fresh to the game? What direction did you point her in to identify what a rule is?
That's a good question. So from the perspective of, like she said, she checked herself with her emotions. So obviously you can check yourself from an emotional perspective and a financial perspective, but they're all kind of tied in together. They're linked. You have to understand money's relative. We all get a paycheck. At some point, we got a regular job. We get a paycheck on Friday every 2 weeks, but along that period of time, you're spending your own gas, you're spending your own money for your food, all of that stuff. So you have to really buckle down. And one of the things that she mentioned to me today, as a matter of fact, I've said this book before on the show. Go read some books on discipline as a trader. Go read a Mark Douglas. Something like that. Those books, Trading in the Zone, that's the name of the book. It's a very good book. It ain't going to give you no strategies. It ain't going to give you no holy grail. Ain't no master button that you can push to always make money. It forces you to think critically about yourself. And that's what people who go to regular jobs for the past 30, 40 years, they've never had to do. All they can go there and come home and complain about a coworker or their boss or how long the drive is in traffic.
Yeah.
That's it.
And some of those books, like the one that you just mentioned, I think I got that book.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest thing, my takeaway was, don't be afraid to take a trade, or don't be afraid to not take a trade.
Right.
Either way, that's the maturity level that you need to have. Like Taylor just mentioned, if she doesn't see her setup or doesn't see what she likes to see, then she's got the maturity enough to sit there and just look at it. Yeah. And either confirm her feelings and emotions about what's going on. Like, okay, I don't need to do that. I'm glad I didn't. So that's maturity.
Right. And I'm just here to show you guys what's possible. There's plenty of people who wanted to do this for the past 20 years, 10 years, never known that it was this simple. It ain't easy, but it is simple. And to be able to make money in a matter of minutes is very appealing to people. But some people just don't have it in them to do the right thing. They got to get beat up. And that's what happens.
Now we got Jewel on the line. She's sitting on the sidelines down there in Texas. Now she won't put a comment where everybody can see it, but her question is: Trading in the Zone by Mark who?
Mark Douglas. She got my number. She could have texted me that. Did she text me?
Yeah, she texted.
No, she didn't text me.
Yeah,
nope, she didn't text me.
She texted me directly on my phone. It's a good thing I still got it on. But welcome to the show, Jewel. She says she can tune in, so she here. So what other skill or trade or something that would be considered valuable for a person to put in their own rules and regulations on doing business? You know, just like you mentioned, she's a truck driver. So if she ain't got a CDL, she can't work that day. So what other rules? You don't need any special licenses or anything like that.
Here's what I tell everybody, all of them. You gotta decide when to quit, period. And it goes like this. You can say, I want to take 5 trades every day. If I take 5 trades and I don't lose the number that I'm willing to lose, then you can go to your 5th trade. But if you hit your profit target, you got to have a profit target, you have to have a loss limit for the day, and you have to have a number of trades you want to take in a day. And whichever one of those 5 things, or 3 things rather, hit first, that's when you're done. You cannot be like, I made my number, let me get more. I'm already dealing with that with somebody now. They have a hard time stopping. Right, they have a hard time stopping.
Yeah.
But they get better. But that is what's necessary. The number of trades in a day you're willing to take before you quit, the number you're trying to make before you quit, and the number you're willing to lose before you quit. And if those 3 things are not in place, you will be sitting in front of your computer all day long trying to win some money.
Right.
And you won't reflect on yourself. That's the thing. You won't reflect.
Right. A-like T, I'm using the shortened version of his handle. He said, I've cried on the phone expressing how I worked so hard over the years when I could have learned this years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Kevin Ganter's Profit Norman. Okay. Yeah, Girders, I said your name wrong. I apologize. Yeah, Kevin. So he said Prophet Norman. But, you know, the good thing about Norman and his class, because this is what we're talking about, you know, he's offering 2 hours now. Years ago, he was offering, you know, as much patience as possible. I'll just say it like that. And he was willing to show people things that they have never seen before, like what a trading platform is, you know.
Right.
And I had a person say, one of your current students that have done so well on and off over the last couple of years, when she first heard about you, she said, quote unquote, that if he giving away free classes, his classes can't be no.
Nigga don't know nothing.
Right. He didn't understand. She didn't understand it was a promotion. Okay, so
don't make me laugh.
That's what she said, and then she confessed it later.
Yeah,
you know,
she did.
That I didn't think he knew nothing because I already had made $2,000 and blew up about 20 accounts. You know, he don't know nothing. You know, and then as Norman would say, she wouldn't pay the white man. You know, all that money. You know, and then the European wasn't helping her at all. So then eventually she turned around and finally took up the offer.
Yeah,
and Norman can't get rid of it if he wanted to.
To her credit, I'm gonna say this: she's done very well, and she's had some bumps and bruises along the way. But I do think she'll come out on top. She's not gonna quit. That's the beautiful part. Like me, I never quit.
Yeah,
I got 25 years on a lot of these people, 30 years of education on people. So you have to want it, and you got to keep learning. That's the thing. Ain't no one way to play this game. All of it works. Every strategy works. So that's why it's in you. You have to figure out what your head is all about, how you see things, how you like to make money. Like you say, Ron, you want to be a petty thief, that means you're going to be in and out in about less than 5 minutes. But if you're trying to really be a winner and catch a runner, you may have to sit through some drama for the next 30 minutes to 2 hours. Right. And some people don't have the emotional makeup for that.
Right.
because they've never done it.
Yeah, it's funny. When I first started talking about this in some of the playlists that are on this YouTube channel, I emphasized the fact that I'm a petty thief.
Yeah.
And it was so funny the other day when Norman woke me up out of a dead sleep. He said, "Man, this is your opportunity to be a petty thief." I said, "He was
Yeah.
what are you teaching that in his classes now? Go steal you some money." I was like, "Go ahead on." But
How's your psychology changed, Taylor? Like, how do you feel about money now? Before, like, you had a regular job before this, and you still got the regular job. But how do you feel about money?
That's what I'm working on now. I'm glad you asked that. That's what I'm working on now. How I feel about money. It has changed because I have been having like little mini heart attacks when I was in a trade and I was trying to take a trade loan because I saw other people, do it. So it's like a mini heart attack because you see it going up, you see it go down. But you just have to have your setups right, so you know what you actually doing. But my money right now, how I look at it, I'm in the middle a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still, it's like, I need it, I want it, but I still have to calm myself down and be like, okay, it's just this, I'm learning something, so it has to be different for me.
Like T said, ain't nothing like a black person teaching this so you can understand. Right on. Now, Taylor, we need you to break some stuff down for us, if you don't mind, please, and thank you.
Okay.
All right, for somebody brand new that would be coming into dealing with Norman, what could you give them as a methodology to look at him, to approach him? Because he got some funny ways now. But how would you be able to tell them, don't quit, don't give up? What would you tell them is your secret not to give up with dealing with Norman?
I mean, my experience, it's a great experience. Norman is a wonderful guy. I want to say that because it's not a lot of people out here like that. Like, he's on top of everything. He calls. He makes sure, I got everything that I need. He makes sure that I understand everything. If I don't understand, he doesn't get upset. He has so much patience. He calls me all times of the night, maybe because I work nights, but he just makes sure that I'm on top of everything because it's important. When you take things seriously, he takes it as serious. So I love that about him. I promote, I promote everybody to go and, get their 2 hours and talk to them and see how it is for yourself. Because it's great. It's a great skill to have. It could change your life.
Yeah, I have to say this. The energy that I put out to you guys is the energy that y'all give me. If I get somebody that calls me once or twice a week and I gotta over-explain something that's so rudimentary, then I ain't that happy, and you might get fussed at, maybe cussed out, but...
Yeah, you did.
Hold on. Just throw them outside. Here we go.
Okay. You better.
Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because some things you have to learn on your own. I can't hold your hand forever, whoever you are, but there's homework every day. That's why I say, if you guys can check the weather in the morning before you walk out the door to go to work, you can check your charts for 5 minutes a day, which means you're going to keep learning how to navigate and maneuver the platform. It's the ones that be like, where that's at, that I got a problem with, because now I'm going to look at you side eye, and I might not say a word. I've been very quiet many times on some stupid questions that be like, this is so basic, why am I even talking to you right now? So people have to understand it's not just me giving myself and my energy and my knowledge to you. There's things that you guys have to do too. So the energy that y'all give me, that's what I'm going to give it back to you.
Yeah. Now I'm going to give everybody a secret lesson right now. When you dealing with Norman, write everything down. Everything he say, even if you don't think it's important, just write it down. You know, if he tells you something that you think is so far fetched, just write it down so you can reflect back on it later. Because the time, even less time now to deal with you, but the time that he deals with you, he's giving you something that he wants you to go do some homework and investigate on. He's like that. He'll point you in a direction like go down 103rd and turn left on Halsted. Now, when you get to Halsted, you better know which direction he said go. Now, if you didn't write it down, you know, you're going to be sitting there talking about, dang, what do I do next? And then you got to go back, and then he definitely going to give you, you know, what for, because he's good about that. He ain't going to hold his peace. You know?
No, I think my bedside manner with everyone is perfect. I think it's okay. I adapt to that person's personality, and if I see there's a struggle, then I'm gonna find out how we can make that struggle better. You know, I just told somebody today, as a matter of fact, one of my clients this morning. Tomorrow we're going to go live, but guess what? I just want you to buy 1 or 2 shares of any stock that you want, because you have to put yourself in this emotion. Right now, it's trying to figure it out, but you know it. I know you know it. It's just let's put it in action now. And you're only going to risk, let's say, $6-7 buying 1 share of something, but that is that emotion that people are afraid of. And some people are not afraid of it, and some people are, but you have to push yourself a little bit. So I do push people when I can see they're a little timid. I may give them a little nudge and make them do something that makes them uncomfortable. Like, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, you know, you got to stop, call it out, write it up, put it down. Move. Keep thinking dynamically, and that's what so many people don't do. If you push them a pencil or a phone chimp, and you just sitting there answering the phone all day long, you gotta start making your brain fire off. And some people don't have that in them.
Now let me ask this question. What would you say is your favorite age group of people to deal with? Because you've dealt with everybody from, you know, 80, 90 years old all the way down to probably 14. You know, what would you say, you know, because like we know that Taylor is a prodigy. You know, she already cashing out buying furs and all that kind of stuff. About to buy a whole fleet of trucks and stuff because she's just that good. You know, that's a prodigy. That's what I call a prodigy. So what would you say, because there's some people listening on here that's a little intimidated, okay? So what would you say to help get past that intimidation?
When you say intimidated, you talking for the age group that I like to work with?
Yes, the age. You know,
age. I mean, nobody should be ever intimidated by me. I'm real easygoing. I'm easy to get along with. I'm a jokester. I like to make people laugh, but I also take this business
only on Fridays when the market is closed.
I like for people to take the business very seriously, because it is serious business. We're talking about money that can change your life if you master yourself. You ain't got to master the market. That's what people think. They think it's the holy grail inside the computer. The holy grail is in your brain, between your ears. You have to know who you are. So it's not really an age group. It's really a person's psychological makeup. Yeah, that's really all this is about, is how you feel about what you do. I done had 80-year-olds with ADD. And that lady was clicking the mouse every minute. Click, 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 click. I told her to come in and talk about her. But eventually she had to take herself off of it. She's like, I can't do it, Norman. And I said, I understand, and I let her go in peace.
Yeah.
And that's so different to see a lady, you know, around that age to do that. Because it's I won't say it's for everybody, but you have to have a different mindset.
Yeah.
You have to be able to want to do it. It's just not going to come to you. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not none of that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to want to learn the skill, get the skill, and learn more about the skill. You feel what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. So, Miss Taylor.
Yes.
What are your aspirations with doing this market? You know, like Norman said, you went at the options. So, are you planning on going in different directions, or are you found your niche, or you know, what are your aspirations? Which direction are you going in?
I love knowledge, so I would love to learn about everything. Once I get down pack of options. So I definitely want the futures and stocks. So I'm very intrigued on everything because it's so new and it's different. You know, it's a different ball game than going to a 9 to 5. So it's really different for me.
Everybody say they want to know everything that I know. I got 35 years easy in this business, just playing around in the beginning and then taking it to a business level. And I had no intention of teaching people when I started this. I really didn't. It was just for me. But people would ask me what I do when I ain't doing that, or if I ain't doing something else, what you do? Or if I'm on a golf course with somebody I don't know, what you do? And then it just turns over into another conversation, and people, even the ones that take the class, don't want to stop learning. They all want to know everything. But I know so much stuff, it's hard to compartmentalize it for people who have no historical background in finance. So it's going to be hard for them to really kind of, put it in stone for themselves. But it can be done. Okay. I'm always pointing people in the right direction to go read or learn something.
We got another thank you here. At AMG 9020 says, "I thank you, Norm, for your time and dedication."
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, people are singing your praises. You have to give you your flowers while you can hear them. And we appreciate all of your life experiences that have helped us all, actually. I pick on you a lot because I feel like I can get away with it. I'm bigger than you. You can't beat me up. He'll just wake me up. That's my punishment. And I know what to do for you. Now, wake up. Let's go take a trade. Call me when you get in front of the computer. And that's beautiful. That is beautiful because the fact that I ran across your mind, I appreciate it. I thank you too. Now, if a person uses their 2-hour promotion period, okay, to take advantage of that, they have to go to your website, princehunter.com, right? Or you can go over to my website, afk-dr-ron.com, and click on the banner, and it'll take you directly there. Once you get there, they have to send you a message. Is that not correct? Call you.
Yeah, I ain't been in my site in a while, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I got some type of message thing in there.
Okay, contact.
I give out my phone number, man. I ain't got no, people call, whatever.
Okay, we'll give them your phone number. If they don't know, get a piece of paper. He's going to give you all his phone number.
708-552-3223. I'm very accessible. I'm not, I ain't trying to hide from nobody. I'm always willing to talk shop, so feel free to call.
All right, now we got AMG 9020 said, "Yeah, Norm showed me how to make $300 in 3 minutes. It was paper money, but it was fun to me, quote unquote." Okay.
Good.
So now with the 2 hours, okay, once they've done their due diligence, they reached out to you and they got their 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, which direction are you going to suggest that they go in? Now, you already scared the heck out of everybody by saying that options is the hardest. All right. So now, what would you say? That they come to you with, this ain't like putting money in a slot machine. So which one would you suggest they come at you for first?
So oddly enough, that's a very good question, but it goes back to the other person that we were talking about earlier. She will tell you that once she finished her 4 hours, because of her energy, because of how much she wanted to learn, I never tried to sell. I don't try to sell nobody on this business. Once you're done with your 2 hours, it's up to you to make a decision. This business sells itself. I don't have to suggest what you should do. What class you should take. If you want to start at the beginning and get the basics, take the basics. You want to keep jump to the options class. And I'm only saying options the hardest because it's the hardest when you talk by those people. If you talk by me, it's a whole nother world. I'll make it so simplistic. That's how Taylor, in less than 7 months, has been doing real money trades. And the other people that you're going to have on the show, they're the same way. I made this, I literally styled this so basic that people can really understand, and I give up the game. That's what people don't know. Let me tell you, I teach people the first class is about the platform. It ain't about making money. The second class is about the science of trading. It ain't about making money. The third class is about the business of trading. That's what people have no clue about. They don't know that it's a business. To them, it's just some green and red candles on the screen that go up and go down, and it's moving, let me click the button. And now you're being forced to do something that you really didn't even know what you were doing it for. Mm-hmm. So I don't really have to sell it. I just I explain it and break it down, and then once you take classes, and wherever you want to start. Sometimes if a person has already been trading, they don't really need a basic class. So I'll push them past that. You need maybe an advanced class or a professional class, and then if you've traded options, fine, but you can't get over the hump. Take my options class. It's very simple. It's not as hard as people make it to be, because the stuff that I show people how to do is so different than what is out there.
Now I feel like I need to make a public service announcement. There are so many advertisements late night, early morning, where people are trying to invite you to come in to these seminars and things like that, and spend your life savings paying them to teach you something. Right. And you walk away, feeling, misused and abused because you didn't get any skills or anything that can help you take a first trade. Right. So this is not that.
No, okay. Not at all.
This is far from that. I remember when I first met Norman, I had got ripped off in a what was it, Bitcoin or something? Not Bitcoin. It was Forex. It was Forex. Yeah, a Forex market scheme, and they were trying to tell me everything I need to know was in this Forex university that I got to continue spending money to buy. This is far from that.
Yeah, it really is.
And when I first met Norman, I was still crying. I was like, man, they got me, And he was like, well, what you gonna do about it? Pretty much, did a Malcolm X on me, what you gonna do, And I'm like, man, what you talking about, So, and from then till now, it has nothing but been a blessing, to continue broadening my horizons. And he got me the other day, boy, when he whipped that, you want to be a petty thief? Then be a petty thief.
Right. And that's who you are, do it. You can't make yourself something you're not in life or in business.
Absolutely.
You have to find your niche and take your dollar.
Absolutely.
That's really it.
Absolutely. And I'm not one of those people, even though he made me get up at the crack of dawn, I ain't trying to do this all day.
Right.
I want to get in there, steal my money, and go somewhere and sit down and drink me a cup of coffee and enjoy the rest of the day while most people are still struggling, to figure out what just happened.
Yeah, everybody that I work with will hear me say this to them. If I don't get paid fast, I'm not happy. I don't care what I missed, but I'm definitely not going to blow up. So I have to take the little bit, sometimes the oatmeal, better than no meal. All of it ain't your money. Miss money better than lost money. These were my mantras to myself to help me do my own thing or my discipline or my rules. But my psyche had to change to that level where I had to understand all of it ain't mine.
Right.
I got mine. I already made my $300-400 in 30 seconds. I should stop.
And just to, show everybody that Norman's not Superman, I remember one day calling him up. It seemed like it's just the right time to check on him. And I called him up. I said, hey, Norman, how you doing?
Yeah, everybody.
He said, I'm fighting my way out this hole.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I didn't ask him what happened or nothing. He said, man, all I got is $100. I didn't fight my way out the hole, but I'm trying to get back to where I was. And he said, well, I got $100. I said, and then I regurgitated his own statement to him. Some days $100 will feel better than no dollars.
Yeah.
Some
days you'll be happy to get $100. You know what I'm saying? because you done lost 1,000 one day and 500 the next day,
Right.
and you just realize it's a long road, but you'll be happy to make $100 after you got beat up.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that moment, I heard him shut down the computer.
Yeah. I got to
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna say it like this: anybody that's a student, if you feel a hankering to give him a call, it might be trying to rescue him. You know,
Right.
help him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hold back, because we all in this together.
Yeah, I have bad days. I tell you guys when I've lost money or I'm down on the day, and you just gotta. It's part of the business. Losing money is part of the game. You cannot avoid it. It's like getting your paycheck. You got to pay insurance. You got to buy food. You got to pay the bills. You don't get to keep your whole check and be happy.
Not gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, look, we've been at this, even though with all the glitches we got about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
And I want to give Taylor, an opportunity, if we missed something that you want to share, with people, what it is that you feel that would be valuable for them to hear coming out of your mouth. Because we're going to keep talking about you, whether you know it or not. But I just want people to hear about you, from you, what you want to tell them.
Take it serious. Get in it for the long run, not just for the short run. Learn all what you can learn. Have Norma as a mentor, but also do the homework. It's important. You just don't be talking just to be talking.
Right.
Make sure, no one's going to teach like him. There's a lot of people out here that have discourse, they have groups, but it's nothing like Norman being hands-on and you talking to him every day. There's nobody else. It's just you and him in the stock market. That's it.
I got people now telling me I need to raise my price of my class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you need to raise it on them.
Right.
On the new people.
New people, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we got to have some seniority in this game.
Because a lot of people watch other people's videos, and then my clients watch other people's videos, and I encourage it. Don't take my word for none of this stuff. I ain't no guru. I bumped my head just like y'all did, but I never quit, and I didn't have nobody to call me at 2, 5, 6 in the morning and tell me get online and let's see what's going on. I didn't have that. I had to bump my head by myself, and that's what made me, in my opinion, the way that I am now, because I've been where you guys were at. If you ain't wanting to throw your mouse up against the wall and bang your keyboard on the floor, you ain't been a trader. You don't know what this is about.
I remember one time we were talking about guys jumping out the window because they lost everything.
Yeah.
In the skyscraper.
That's why they put windows now that don't open downtown Chicago and any of these major cities because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It gets serious. So, once again, Norman's got a website. Go over to his website. You're going to give them your phone number again because they have got their pencil by now.
708-552-3223.
Yep. And I appreciate you, Norman. I know you hear me say that all the time. I mess with you, but I do appreciate you. Miss Taylor, I hope you had a good time. I know this is the first time, but it won't be the last time that you'll come hang out with us. I hope you enjoyed it. We had some technical glitches for those that were
last week.
This week. Oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I look at it like this. It must be something powerful that you have to say for the system, and I mean system as far as whoever the powers to be, system, are trying to hinder us from getting this information out there. But we were successful. We got a good 59 minutes in. I'm going to leave it up, glitches and all.
Good.
So we're going to, as a channel that's dedicated to the Prince Hunter group, you can take the link, send it out to your friends. They can go right to the video, let them see it, because, it's not perfect. It don't have to be.
Right.
The message is real. That's the thing. Everything we talk about is either my experiences, Taylor experiences, Norman experiences. They're real. It's not scripted. I remember when Taylor first met me when we were doing a test like a week or so ago. She was like, "Well, what questions you gonna ask? What's the script?" Ain't no script.
Ain't no script. We fly by, see it out there. Yeah.
It's
And
just
I'm not a host. It's just that I appreciate Ron for letting me come on and talk my stuff to everybody and promote this. But I really do want to help people. But I do give people enough rope to hang themselves too, though. So that's just where I'm at with this business. I don't have time to really waste because I don't trade as much as I could because I'm always teaching.
yeah.
So if I'm not up at 1 in the morning before the market really opens and taking my futures trades, I may miss out on the entire stock market day from 8:30 to 3 o'clock.
Yeah. It's funny. Sometimes I could be talking to Norman and I hear him taking a trade or getting out of a trade. I'm like, look at him. He just can't quit. He just can't quit.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. We got a comment here. One more coming in. It says, Bill of all trades. He says, thank you. Blessings to you all. Thank you. I want to thank all those that stayed with us in spite of all of the glitches that we had on today. Please share this information with somebody. Norman, what you want to leave with the people before we get out of here today?
Just, again, to the people sitting on the fence, because there are people in this chat that I've talked to multiple times that have not taken one foot forward in this direction. Hey, I can't force you. I can't push you. But one way or the other, you gonna move. You gonna jump or you gonna get pushed. And eventually you have to make a decision to commit to a different type of future for money in your life. And that's really all I can say. There's money floating around in thin air right now as we speak. And if all you want to do is watch TikTok and play games on your phone and use entertainment, or rather use technology for entertainment purposes, you stay right where you at. I'm okay.
There you go. Miss Taylor, what you want to leave with the people before you leave today?
Get off the fence. Go ahead. You gonna be upset that you ain't get into it sooner. Cause I am. I've been knowing about this for a very long time. Since 2018, when he asked me, I could be somewhere different right now. I picture my lifestyle being downtown, even with my computer, just like I see other people doing. So I asked for it. It came to me. So I'm blessed for it. I'm blessed for Norman. I appreciate you. I thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you taking time out to share with everybody what your experiences have been, and keep up the good work. I'm looking forward to you coming back telling us how you're going to take us all on your plane wherever you want to take us to.
But there's more people coming just like Taylor got. This is one, what'd you say, this is a 5-part series? I got people, clients that I've helped who are just as green as Taylor was in the beginning, and they can't wait to tell their story either. So be prepared. It's coming.
Yeah, so just like you said, we got 5 more shows coming up. Next week will be another show with Norman and whatever special guest that he wants to bring on. We're building his library up so that he can cherry pick who he wants to send what, to get people interested in what's going on, because everybody got a story to tell.
Yeah.
And some people can relate to different stories better. The young people ought to be able to relate to Taylor because she's in y'all category, So I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Now let me do my shameless plug right quick. Join me next week on Tuesday at 5:00, and tune in to whatever special guest that Norman has to bring on to tell us their story. I want you all to please like and share. If you run across any of my videos, please like and share. Please make donations. These are all the areas in which you can make donations to help keep me alive. I don't have no major sponsors or nothing like that. Even though Norman is a sponsor, I appreciate him greatly. But please, any little donation, there's no small amount. There's no amount too big. If you're making so much money that you can donate, please do. I appreciate it. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and share. And I look forward to seeing you guys all next week. Don't miss it. Bring a friend. Don't just come by yourself. Bring somebody with you. And you stay blessed, stay encouraged, and stay out of trouble. It's rough out there in the jungle. I'll see y'all next week. Peace. Let's see. In the